Hi guys, Lag Dr. Clay Ballard here, and this week's winner, US Open champion Justin Rose. Couldn't happen to a better guy. Seems like a really nice guy and a fantastic swing. His swing is very close to the RST model. Very close. One of the closest on tour. Not every single tiny little detail is perfect, but 90% of it is dead on the RST model. So you can learn a lot about his golf swing and start hitting the ball better right away if you start to use some of these techniques that he's using in his swing. Now today in this swing review, I'm going to go over the top 4 things that I love about Justin Rose's swing, and I'm going to give you some tips about how you can incorporate those into your own game. If you're joining us on YouTube, be sure to like this video and post your comments. The more positive feedback we get, the more videos we can do. Alright, so let's get started. The first thing that I really love about Justin Rose's swing is that he keeps some flex in his right knee in the backswing. This is going to help you to transfer your weight and start the downswing correctly. So one little small piece that is a little bit different from what we promote with RST, as you can see that he's keeping quite a bit of his weight on his left side here. Not something that we like to do. It's easier to get some distance if you load your weight on your right side and shift to the right. So if I'm looking from face on here, let me draw a line on his right ankle and his left ankle here. And you can see that he's kind of hanging back a little bit on his left side, staying pretty centered. But if you look at these hip sockets and his center of gravity is right here in the center of his midsection. This is going to be a little closer to the left side. So he's kind of hanging back on his left, not textbook perfect RST, but I like that he's kept his right leg flexed. And this is something that I see almost all amateurs struggle with. They want to get this right leg straight, and then when you do this, you don't have anything to start rotation with in the downswing. So let's go ahead and look as he starts his downswing. Watch his hips on the left. He's going to go ahead and shift to the left and start that momentum with his lower body. So again, let's watch on the right side of the screen, and you're going to see the exact same thing. The lower body starts first, then the upper body is starting to go. So he's starting that momentum with his lower body, and by keeping his right leg flexed in the backswing, this is easy to do. If you straighten your right leg out, this becomes incredibly difficult. So that's one of the first pieces that I really like about Justin Rose's swing. Now the second piece is at impact, he has a very safe impact position, and this is what I would call a stacked position. And by this I mean that his body, his left ankle, his left hip, and his left shoulder are all fairly stacked on top of each other. Now this means his left hip is just slightly ahead, his left hip socket. This means that these joints can rotate freely without really putting a lot of strain on these joints, especially the left hip. This is something you can really hurt yourself if you don't do this correctly. So if you imagine if he was hanging back on his right side and his left shoulder was back here, so he had a lot of shoulder tilt. Here's his current shoulder tilt, and here's his spine tilt. Now let's imagine, I'm going to draw a stick figure over here on the left. Let's say it's a little bit different. Let's say he's hanging way back on his right side. This would be his left shoulder, this X. Here would be his left hip socket, and here would be his left ankle. Now you can see, instead of this being a straight line, he would be very tilted to the right, and that would put a lot of strain on this left hip socket here. Where he's nice and stacked, he doesn't have a lot of strain on this left hip socket. So this left hip socket's almost vertical, and now it can rotate freely, and he's not going to have to worry about tearing that thing out. So a really nice job about keeping those joints stacked so that as he rotates through, it's not going to put a terrible amount of strain on that left hip socket. Now the third thing that I love about this is his release. One of the best releases in the game. This is a textbook roll release. And what I mean by this is his hands have rolled over each other. If you look at his forearms, here's his left forearm, here's his right forearm, and look how they have crossed over each other and really got a lot of speed in that release. And this is one thing that I see a lot of guys are scared to let these forearms rotate, and they say that it, provides inconsistency. Everybody wants to keep the face square. Let's look from down the line here. Look at this face. It's rolling on over. his forearms are almost touching here, and he's gotten tons of rotation. So if we look in the downswing, we're going to see that this face is vertical, and as he comes through into the follow through that we just looked at there, this face is rotating on over so that he can get some club head speed. So you got to let these hands go. You got to do the roll release if you want some easy club head speed. Now the last piece that I really like, this is one of the keys to his consistency, is him staying in his posture. So he's one of the most accurate drivers on tour, and staying in his posture is a real key to this. Notice how his shoulders are still tilted well into the release. So what happens a lot of times, when you look from face on, same thing, very tilted shoulders as he's releasing his hands. Now what happens a lot of times is that guys will stand up and their shoulders will level out. And if you can imagine, here's the club face and here's the shoulders. So they're kind of matching each other. Now if these shoulders were to level out and be completely level with the ground and I came up out of my posture, that face is also going to rotate extra. So now the face is going to be very closed. So if you're struggling with snap hooks, you want to make sure that you stay in your posture. This is a big key. If you stay in your posture, you can go ahead and release those hands very aggressively and not battle that snap hook. So fantastic swing here. I love this swing. A lot of really good pieces. This is just my 4 favorite. There's tons more I could talk about, things that he's doing right. Now that he's broke through and won his first major, he's going to start racking up some wins as far as I'm concerned, as long as he can stay hot with a putter. Alright, so if you're joining us on YouTube, I want you to take advantage of this offer. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the wide, narrow, wide video in the bottom right hand side of your screen here, and you can watch this video for free. And the great thing about this video, it's going to go over excuse me, it's going to go over some weight shift to the right in the backswing. It's going to go over how you can create lag in the downswing. It's going to go over the roll release of your forearms in the release so that you can start snapping that club through impact just like the very best PGA Tour pros and creating some distance. Plus it's going to go over how to keep your shoulders tilted. So this is a unbelievable video to help shape a really good, really consistent, powerful golf swing. And if you want to get started on getting your swing to look much more like Justin Rose's swing, this is the best drill to do it. This is an overview of exactly what you need to do, how you need to do it to get started with a lot of these good pieces. So I'm going to attach that video in the bottom right here. You click on this link and you can go straight to that video. You're going to get over 3 hours of instruction, and you're going to get to see this wide, narrow, wide video absolutely for free, where it's usually only available to premium members. Now if you're watching this on a mobile device, be sure to go down to the bottom and click the link there, because this pop-up screen on the bottom right is not going to show up on your iPhone or your iPad or your mobile devices. Also be sure to like this video, comment on this video, let me know what you'd like to see more of. I really want to keep on doing as many of these videos to help you guys improve as much as I can. And the more positive feedback we get, the more likes and comments we get, the more of these videos I can do. So good luck with your golf game. Look forward to seeing you guys very soon. Now it's time to take action. Don't let another year pass and still be frustrated with your golf game. This is your year to beat all of your friends. Go to the description below and click the link to sign up for your free membership. It will never cost you a dime, and you'll receive over 2.5 hours of detailed, eye-opening video lessons. Plus, you will be able to see the remainder of this video, only available if you click the link on this particular video. Be the first of your friends to join our 40,000 plus free members. We look forward to having you on our team.